The shift in Austin real estate market is finally here. We're seeing a huge change in the market sentiment, and we can experience that, we can see that through the data that I'm going to go over right now. I have the exclusive access to the MLS data from the Austin Board of Realtors, so we can go over them together so I can show you what exactly is happening on the market. Right now, we're seeing multiple offers on homes. We're seeing multiple offers on new constructions, and we're seeing incentives quickly going away. All of this is driven by the lower mortgage rate. People who have been waiting on the sideline with piles of cash now can actually be confident, get into the market, and start buying their dream home here in Austin. But at the same time, market inventory is dropping. So we just might experience a little bit of a frenzy in the next couple months. So get ready. And if you're looking to buy a home in 2024, now is the best time to buy. And before we dive into the data together, if this is your first time here, my name is Zhang. I am a real estate agent and a homeowner here in Austin, Texas. I talk about all things real estate, all things Austin, Texas. And I just love talking about the market. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, or relocate to Austin, you can reach me at this number. You can also contact me using the number in the description box. Shoot me a text, send me an email. And now let's get into the data together. Alrighty, so this is December 2023, which is the last data available for the latest data that's available for Austin real estate market. And in December, we actually saw an increase of medium home prices. If you remember, if you were here and watched my previous video on November, I think the medium sell price in the area is around $420,000-ish. And that's in that video I said we might have seen the bottom of the Austin real estate market. And surprise me not, we're seeing an uptick in the December transaction price. We do have a little increase in average days on the market right here, as you can see. But this is compared to last year, right? And overall, 2023 has been a pretty slow year in real estate. And primarily it's driven by the mortgage rate. Buyers looking at 8%, 8.2% rate in, I think, around August, September time of 2023. They just couldn't afford the homes at that price point. But since then, prices have dropped quite a bit, and then I think it has stabilized here in Austin area. And at the same time, mortgage rate has calmed down tremendously and rapidly. We're actually pricing in multiple rate cuts from the Federal Reserve of this year. The mortgage market is already reflecting that. We're seeing around 6.1%, 6.2% in 30-year fixed, which is kind of the deal that you've been looking at now, but with the lower home prices compared to the beginning of this year. So that's why we've been seeing the uptick, at least this month, in December's data and December's home prices. And I expect this number will keep on stabilizing and increasing throughout the next couple of months as more buyers rush into the market. But that's not the most important point. First, let's go over this data. We've been through this before. This is the number of active listing and the number of homes sold. It basically indicates how many people are buying, how many people, what is the housing inventory look like. So right now you can see this is the number that worries me, or I shouldn't say worries me, but I should say that this is something that I look carefully on every time the new number is out. It is somewhat expected that there is a drop in number of active listing, which is the housing inventory, usually during November, December, January time, and then it typically ticks back up later on to the months. So you can see right here in January 2020, so December of 2019, November, you start dropping and eventually slowly pick back up. And usually what happens is during summertime, people are more ready to sell. So housing inventory do tick up later on. That's the cyclical pattern that I've been seeing. At the same time, and something I do want to go over is that in January, February, March, those are known as the slowest months of the year for real estate transactions. But this year is very special, very unique, because we are seeing much lower mortgage rate, but at the same time, the sellers had gone through a year of tremendous pain of having their homes listed on the market and not selling. So a lot of them are basically at this capitulation phase. They're willing to negotiate. They're willing to give a lot of incentives for resale homes, especially for new construction homes that have been sitting on the market, new construction inventory homes. These are the homes that have been built and they're now on the market because the previous buyer backed out, and now the builder is basically paying multiple months of interest and higher interest to the bank, and they just want to get that off the market, get that off their books as soon as possible. And so they're providing tremendous amount of incentives, but that incentive is quickly going away, and I'll tell you why later in this video. We're gonna get to that very, very quickly. But the point I'm trying to make is that in January, February, March, right now, this is the perfect time to buy because we're in slow season. Sellers are desperate, but mortgage rates are affordable again, and home prices stabilize and it has bottomed out. But we are seeing more and more competitions. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we are seeing homes, we're seeing new construction homes, we're seeing good resale homes that are on the market receiving multiple offers. And I expect these numbers will tick up as more and more people get into the market sometime in like the April, sometime in the March, April, and May time. So if you want to get a good deal with the biggest leverage that you can get, now is the best time that you can get into the real estate here in Austin. Okay, the next data we're gonna look at is the list price versus the close price. This is the surprising number that I was talking about at the beginning. This usually you can see that people have been listing high prices, but then they close way below the list price here at the beginning of the year of 2023. You know, it's expected because mortgage rates were high. Sellers were confident that their homes were worth a lot more because they experienced the 2021, 2022 frenzy. But now, what's different is that they've gone through a year of homes sitting on the market for months and nobody visiting because buyers just couldn't afford it. So the home prices, the list price have been coming down, but here in December, we saw an uptick. We saw an uptick in close price. And it's not a small uptick. It's not a small uptick. It's a pretty big uptick. It's even higher than the October price that we see right here. So, and it correlates with what the Federal Reserve announced, which is that we are cutting interest rate, or we could be looking into cutting rates, and the market is already pricing that in. And as I mentioned before, buyers are desperate. Buyers are hungry for homes here in Austin, and you can see this price ticked up quickly. And and buyers are rushing into the market with this lower mortgage rate and the more affordable home prices here in Austin. And I do want to mention, there are still a couple of good deals on the market. So if you want to know the latest incentives about new constructions that's still available on the market, or if you just want to know the best home available or the good homes that are available on the market in a great area, be sure to subscribe to this channel because that's all I talk about. That's all I talk about. I talk about real estate, I talk about living in Austin, Texas, and that's it. That's all I talk about. So you can get the latest information as quickly as possible. And I do want to mention new construction homes. So I've been talking to builders. I've been talking to builders here in Austin. What they're seeing is that multiple offers are now rushing in on their inventory homes, on their good deal homes, and they're thinking about raising prices on their homes, and they're thinking about lowering their incentives. So the incentives that we've been seeing in the middle of 2023, where it had huge interest rate buy downs, where they had covering closing costs, where they have flex credit that's worth $20,000, $30,000 on a $450,000 home, is basically quickly going away. But there are still some deals going on. But as more and more buyers rush into the market, the builders, they're smart, they're sensitive, they know the market, they know that they can start removing these incentives and then start raising the prices of their homes. But right now, I think we still have that sliver of opportunity to buy a good deal with decent incentives, which is in the January, maybe February time. I think by March, all of those incentives will be gone. So act quickly, reach out to me so we can work together and get you into a new inventory home as soon as possible. And now let's go on to our next data, which is the most important data in my opinion. I've been going over this for the past couple of months. You can go back to watch my previous video. I always go over this data. And this is the housing inventory versus closed price data. So to me, this is very important because during the 2021-2022 frenzy here in Austin, Texas, there is a huge drop in housing inventory. And that's what really spiked up the closed prices, the home prices here in Austin. But since then, we've stabilized our home prices in the $400,000 to $450,000 range. And for the past 10 years or so, this is the very standard uptick you can see right here. And you can see right here with this huge drop in housing inventory, I do not expect that this trend will continue because it's very typical during December time, the winter months, home sellers don't really want to move. So they put their homes off the market, you can see, but then it ticks back up in the summertime. And this is a very cyclical trend. You can see that right here, lower inventory, increasing inventory. And I don't expect that we're gonna have an inventory issue because we have a lot of new constructions around here. But what I do expect is that we're probably gonna lose the incentives very, very quickly from the new construction homes. We're probably gonna lose a lot of the buyer negotiation leverage because there will be more competitions coming onto the market here in Austin. That is my expectation. So let's just go back to the main screen right here. Yeah, that is my expectation for the market in Austin. I think that January, February, and maybe early March, these are probably the best time to buy a home because it's the slowest month of the year. There are still some incentives going on. Buyers are slowly rushing into the market, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong in terms of they might rush in quicker than expected because they might be buying February time. They might be buying early February time. Right now, I'm basically working with buyers who are ready to go, who are ready to make a full offer on a home so they can get into the market and not lose out on the deal. And I've been seeing homes that sat on the market for a little while, now at a good price, seeing multiple offers. We actually went tour one of those homes together with my buyer client. But by the time I got there, the listing agent gave me a call and said, "Hey, there's already an offer on this house. So if you're serious about this home, make sure you can write me an offer by the end of tonight." So I informed that to my buyer client. I'm not surprised. People have been waiting for the past year. Now that interest rate is more affordable and home prices is stabilized, I fully expect by the end of February, by the beginning of March, we'll see a roaring uptick in competition here in Austin. So incentives are going away, builder incentives are going away, seller concessions are going away. If you want to get into the home, now is the best time. Today is the best time. Be sure to reach out to me using the number in the description box and call me right here at this number, and I'll help you get into your home while we still have that buyer negotiation leverage, while we still have that seller incentives, still have that builder incentives. All right. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.